There you are. All well, I hope. I'm going to do some meditation in a minute. Just give me a minute to get organized. Well, I am organized. I'm just waiting on things to come online. Okay, so YouTube's coming in. Is Facebook there? Yes. Or not Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is there. Good. Now, lastly, Facebook. Always waiting for Facebook. Meditation's coming. Okay. We're up and running. Fantastic. Oh. How are you? How's it going? How's the day going? Good? I hope it's going well. It's fine if it's not. Not every day is going to be great. But I hope it's well. Hope you're going well. We're going to do a bit of meditation now. These daily meditations are part of the further emergence work I do. I'll explain all about further emergence when we're finished the meditation. So if you're an experienced meditator, that's brilliant. Can you hang on for a minute while I explain what I do, just for the benefit of people who are new to meditation? There's lots of different styles of meditation. This is what I do. For me, it always starts with why I would meditate. I'm trying to connect with the part of me that I connect to every night when I'm asleep. Not the dreaming bit, the bit after dreaming. So I'm gone along and I'm dreaming, and then I drop out the bottom of dreaming into deep dreamless sleep, where I have no thoughts, no memories, no feelings, no emotions, no personality, no body, no country, no nothing. Don't even have me, because I just stop. I don't exist in the way I normally register my existence, which sounds terrible. I mean, when you add it all up, that sounds like death. And yet, I love going to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel refreshed. So some part of me knows that wherever I go, it's a good place. And that's the place I want to go to when I meditate. I just want to do it consciously. So straight away, if you're new to meditation, don't try this lying down, because you'll fall asleep. Or if you don't fall asleep, you'll battle sleep, both of which are kind of contrary to where we want to go. So as I said, no, I've got no thoughts there, and that's where the whole mind kind of aspect of meditation comes in, because my mind can't seem to get to this place. It's like, you know, this room that it just has to wait outside the door to. So I think of it like I have to figure out some way of parting the curtains of my mind to get into this place. So what I do is I just make an arrangement with my mind. I just say, hey, can you just not think for the next 15 minutes, because we want to meditate. And at this stage, my mind is on board with the whole thing. I've been meditating for years, so it knows the drill, and it's like, yeah, okay. So that's important, to have your mind on board. Then to actually stop thinking, that's not that hard, because regardless of what I'm thinking about, the which would be the content of my thoughts, the structure of my thoughts is always the same. It's always pictures and sound. So if I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound, that's it. I'm not thinking. And as soon as I do that, I'm into the practice of meditation. Now, the practice of meditation runs parallel with the intention of meditation. So as I said, my intention is to go to this deep, still, profound, still, I said that already, calm, peaceful, you know, all those words that are used to describe meditation, to go to that place. That's my intention. The practice of meditation starts as soon as I stop thinking. And it goes like, I'll stop thinking, so I'll turn off the pictures, I'll turn off the sound. Then some time will pass and I'll discover I'm thinking again. I go, oh, I'm thinking again. Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound. I bring myself back to not thinking. Then some more time will pass and I'll discover I'm thinking again. I go, oh, I'm thinking, right? Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound, bring myself back to not thinking. Then some more time will pass and I'll discover I'm thinking again. I go, oh, I'm thinking, and so on. So the practice of meditation is really simple. It's just every time I discover I'm thinking, I bring myself back to not thinking. And it's important to know that, because it's easy to get the misconception that to meditate properly, you shouldn't be thinking at all, which isn't the case. It's a dance between the intention and the practice. So sometimes you'll be very deep and still and calm and peaceful. And that's beautiful. And then other times you'll be discovering that you're thinking. And both are powerful. It's very powerful when you're in that deep, still, profound, beautiful place. And that power is kind of obvious because you can feel the changes in your body and your nervous system. But it's also very powerful when you discover that you're thinking. The power is a little bit more subtle though, because what happens is, if you're like me, the sort of things that you're thinking about are all to do with you. So I'll be thinking, what am I going to do about that thing there? Why did I say that to that person? Why did that person say that to me? It's all about me, right? So let's say I'm in the middle of meditation and I'm in the middle of one of those thoughts, and I just suddenly realize I'm thinking. I go, oh, I'm thinking. And I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound. And I come back to not thinking. Indirectly, what I'm saying to myself is, you know that thought that you were having just an instant ago, that you thought was you and that you were it? Well, you just made that disappear. And you're still here. So you're obviously not that thought. You're not that thought. In fact, you're not any of your thoughts. You're something else. So that's very powerful. And the fact that you do that repeatedly, that's very powerful as well. So the main thing is, don't add to your thinking by thinking that you're not doing it right, or thinking that you're thinking too much, because how many times you have to bring yourself back to not thinking doesn't matter. And it changes anyway. You know, it changes from day to day and hour to hour. And it's not the point anyway. The point is just that every time you discover you're thinking, you bring yourself back to not thinking. If you do that, you're doing great. You're doing fine. Now, while all that's going on, I'm also letting go of any tension I have in my body. So I think I've dropped a little bit on Instagram. Sorry to everyone on Instagram. So I'm scanning my body from my head down to my feet and back up again, very slowly, very gently. Anywhere I find tension, I'm letting it go. And I use my out breath to let it go, because it's natural to just breathe it away. But it's also a very good way of becoming more aware of my breathing, because it's quite easy to hold your breath in meditation or to stop breathing altogether. So using the out breath is very good for that. Then the other thing I'm doing as I'm scanning my body is I'm just paying a little bit more attention to areas that go across my body. Mostly my body runs longitudinally from my head to my feet. But areas that go across my body operate a little bit like a log going across a stream. They just pick up the twigs and the branches and the leaves and anything else coming down the stream, except in my body's case it's tension. So I'm paying a little bit more attention to my eyes, my jaw, my tongue, the base of my neck, my shoulder girdle, all my joints. They're all transverse sides as well. So shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, my heart area, my respiratory diaphragm, all my intestines, my pelvic floor, my hips, my knees, my ankles, and my toes. Having a nice quiet room is very helpful when you're starting out meditation, because as soon as you close your eyes, your hearing will amplify. And one of the things that triggers thoughts is noise. So the quieter the room, the more you'll be helping your mind not think. And then the other thing I do to help my mind not think is I set a timer for how long I'm going to meditate for. Now I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. But if you're new, this is the first time, I'd encourage you to set yours for 5 minutes and then just repeat that 3 times, because 15 minutes is a long time if you're not used to it. Okay, so let me just set my timer. Okay, off we go into the mystery. So if you feel like you've gone very deeply inside, take a minute to come back from there before you open your eyes. Or if you feel like you can hold the inner space and the outer space, then just open your eyes. And if when you do that you feel like you lose the inner space, well, you can just close your eyes again. Oh, yep, there it is. Open them again. No, gone, lost it again. Close it. You can use your eyes like a valve, to find a balance between the inner space and the outer space. So as I said at the beginning, these daily meditations are part of the further emergence work that I do. Further emergence is to do with growth in consciousness, growth in awareness. You could call it spiritual growth, inner growth, that kind of growth. Because when your body grows as a child and you become an adolescent and then you become an adult, and then your body stops growing and it sort of switches into a different kind of mode. But you keep growing on the inside. You only have to look back and you're a different person to who you were 10 years ago. And though when your body was growing, you might have gone through periods of accelerated growth, or what are called growth spurts. And the same happens on the inside. You can go through periods of accelerated growth on the inside as well. And just like when you were a kid and you were going through growth spurts, you might have had growth pains and discomfort. You weren't brought to the hospital, you probably weren't brought to the doctor. Your parents would have just said, oh, yeah, they're growing pains. It'll pass. Similarly, when you're going through internal growth spurts, that's the bit that further emergence is about those inner growth spurts, because it's easy to not see them as natural and easy to see them as, because they're painful and they're difficult and a bit disorienting, or sometimes a lot disorienting, you can feel like there's something wrong. Because they manifest in different ways. You can get physical symptoms, you can have pain. It's rarely life-threatening, but it can be quite debilitating. It can sort of feel like it's put the pause on your life. Or you can just feel, as I say, disoriented, because things are you're changing so fast on the inside. It's like, I don't recognize myself, or I don't recognize my life anymore. I don't recognize who I am in my life. You can feel like you're stuck. You can feel like a pressure, a build-up of pressure, and you don't really know why. You can feel very isolated because everyone used to get you, now no one gets you. And you don't really get anybody else either. And no one seems to be going through the same thing as you are. And lots of other ways it can kind of present itself. What I've found is that people in further emergence, they kind of know. As soon as you start talking about it, they go, yeah, that's me. So these meditations are one of the things I do. They're helpful because becoming more familiar with your inner space helps when you're going through an inner growth spurt. And meditation is a great way of doing that, of becoming more familiar with your inner space. I also have a Zoom group every Friday, and that's open to anyone. You can find the link if you want to come along. You can find the link to it on the website, furtheremergence.com. You'll see the link for Zoom group. And what they are is in more in-depth meditation, and it's a chance to talk and ask questions and have them answered, because I've been through it myself many times, the whole process, and I've helped lots of people through it. So there's questions and answers, and then there's also, you get to see that there's other people going through it, and you go, oh, okay, I'm not on my own with this. There are other people going through something similar. So you can see, the videos for those are available. You can see those on wherever you're watching this, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you hunt around on the feeds, you'll find the Zoom groups and you can sort of see what they're like. And then the audio for those Zoom groups are as a podcast as well, an audio podcast. So you can listen to those as well. And you'll find that on the website or on iTunes or Spotify. And then I work with people one-to-one as well. I don't see a lot of people. I only see 8 people. That's all I can handle. And that's a combination of, I think of it as behind the scenes work and in front of the scenes work. So the in front of the scenes work is talking through. Like today is a day I see people, so I spent a lot of the day meditating as well, because in the behind the scenes work, it's energetic work. I do energetic work with them, you know, from a distance, obviously. Yeah, and both of those are very powerful and sort of help with the process. And then I have books as well. They're all about further emergence in one way or another. So yeah, if you've watched all the way to the end, maybe this is ringing a bell for you. It's not for everyone. Not everyone is going through this, but there's a lot of it going on at the moment. So yeah, you can follow along on whatever channel you're looking at, or you can go to the website and read more about it. Yeah, okay. So thanks for meditating with me, and see you tomorrow for some more meditation. Bye bye.